Hey, awesome. We're back. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the premiere of our Defiant actual play, The Trail of the Dead. I'm just here playing a game and hosting, so we're just gonna get started and have everyone introduce themselves, their characters, all that good stuff that happens for a premiere. And of course, we start with our storyteller, Andrew.
Hello, I'm Andrew, and I will be your storyteller this evening and for the rest of the series, I hope. I am a content creator. I do Let's Plays and video game stuff over on my channel, twitch.tv/siege. And I also do short stories and articles over on s-15studios.com. And you can find me on Twitter at the Siege Andrew.
Hi, I'm Ellie. And I just ghost around on the internet on my Twitter, which is at Ellie Esperanto, and post memes. I am playing Uzi.
Fairy.
All right, so I'm Fairy Zarina. I have mostly been hanging out on TikTok lately because I needed a break from Twitter. Because oh my god, Twitter. I'm playing Violet Aria. She is from House Krios. Her animal is a swan, and I'm gonna be whoring it up.
We love whores.
They're the best.
They are.
On that note, hey everybody, Pope here, Pope Rebel Twitter, Pope Rebel Twitch. I look in all your streams. I am super excited to be here playing Clive Bradley of the House of Black. There's probably going to be a lot of trouble we're going to get into, so can't wait to get started.
Oh shit, it's me. Hi everyone, I'm Val Rosarian on the internet. This is my channel. You've seen me all day. Today I bring to you Zelik. He is a Leviathan. He's Earth-based, and is the fraternal twin half-sibling of Uzi. We were conceived in an orgy, so and just like cats, sometimes when you just have multiple sires, you can have a litter with different daddies, and that's what happened in when our wonderful mother decided that she was gonna host a nice party. So that is us. I would like to remind everyone this is a viewer-affected game. You can affect the game with your bits, subs, and donation. Every 100 biddies here goes into a reroll pool. So if our dice suck, you can help us out and reroll. If you subscribe to the channel, you help us regain a shard, which is our what's the word I'm looking for? It's a resource.
Your supernatural chutzpah.
Yeah, it is our resource in this game. And if you donate $10 or more, $10, you can help us with an endeavor, which is something that our house is working towards, or you can help lessen an affliction, which are things that are. Why are you looking at me like that, Romeo? He's giving me stank eye for some reason from the other side of the room. I'm sorry, my cat is a weirdo. But yeah, that's. You can help us with that either to Streamlabs or coffee. And with that, I'm done. Andrew, take us away, friend.
All right. Let's talk very briefly about what game we're playing today. This is Defiant. Defiant is a post-apocalyptic politics and intrigue tabletop role-playing game that focuses on the supernatural lords of the world post the biblical apocalypse. The angels, the demons, or the infernals, the Leviathans and the Deva, were all pretty much told by the man upstairs, hey, go in there and mess everything up. And a small group of them said, nah, we're not about that. And created a sphere of reality amid the chaos using the power of the Seraphim. Our sphere, and the place where our first episode, part 1, in their cairns, our bones began to writhe. is Trump Voy. And it is the shining gem of the northern Pacific coast. Beyond the borders of the city is the apocalypse, the end of days, wailing and gnashing of teeth for billions of tortured souls. But right now, things are a little bit different. And before we get into the actual story, I want to read a quick excerpt of a poem. The blood-dimmed tide is loosed, and everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned. The best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. So, we're going to open our story in a dimly lit basement. Its walls stacked with wine barrels. And for right now, this afternoon, the apocalypse really feels like it's a million miles away. In this room, people and things that only look like people are mingling with one another, sipping wine and puffing on cigars, murmuring to one another in loose cliques. And the camera's going to kind of pan over this crowd and come down to a stunningly beautiful woman with white feathers around her neck. Fairy, why don't you tell us about Violet? What she look like? What's her vibe?
Well, she's a bimbo. And I have too many things open here. All right. There we go. She's blonde, seafoam eyes, mid-sized fat, likes to wear ballerina outfits, is part swan. So she has like feathers around her like collar and shoulders. She's very about her looks and about her whorehouse. She likes that cash. She wants to make everybody feel nice, but she got to make her money too.
Violet is surrounded by a group of I believe you're going to be surrounded by a group of women. Did you bring Doctor the good doctor with you tonight?
Dr. Butt Stuff?
It's Buttstufe. But yes.
Yes, I did.
All right. So, surrounding you are your Mean Girls squad. A confused and rather uncomfortable-looking man in a vest and tie. A perky younger woman. A stoic, thoughtful woman in a suit who is also the one kind of dashing around, helping everybody out, and a perky shorter lady who's kind of by your side. And as this group is sort of materializing into frame, a partygoer walks up to Violet and says, Violet, I wanted to ask you something about what I read in the newspaper earlier today. Do you have a moment?
Of course, darling. What did you read in the newspaper?
Well, I heard there was going to be an eclipse in a couple of weeks, and I wanted to know if the Comfy Kittery was going to be doing any events.
I think we should be. If there's going to be an eclipse, thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Okay. Well, when you get reservations going, can you give me a call, and I'll get a seat going.
I will indeed.
Thank you so much. And that individual sort of disappears back into the crowd, and the camera follows them as they move through the caskets, and then the camera stops and turns to a woman or to an individual with big honking white horns and big honking red hair. Ellie, why don't you tell us what Uzi looks like and what's their vibe? Who are their guests?
You're muted.
You're on mute.
That's great because Uzi's vibe is 100% on several phones at the same time, like a fancy golden holder. And they're not paying attention to anything around them except to occasionally touch one of their posses, which is their big hubby, who is also a big blue boy with a set of nice horns, in a loud, vibrant tiger jacket, and who's like, wow, just talking like, babe, and they're like, yeah, whatever you say. Where's bro? Are you paying attention? You're supposed to be paying attention.
So he kind of perks his head up above the crowd and looks around, and he sort of peeks over one of the interval lines of barrels, and he says, "Oh, I think I see his horns right there, actually, babe. Zelek, come here." And Zelek walks into frame.
Zelik, he's sort
Zelek is also on mute.
I am.
It's a family trait.
It's a really quiet party.
It's a family trait. Zelik, upon like hearing his name, sort of like snaps out of the conversation that he was having with a fine worker here. He is incredibly tall. He is like 6'5", and he is a big boy. He doesn't skip arm day or leg day. He is the muscles. He's got this unnatural skin tone to him, but if any of the people who aren't Defiant are looking at him, he just looks like he is native coated. But his tones are almost like these warm grays, and he has his horns that you see, because he's a Leviathan, are black, almost like an ibex, that sort of come from his forehead and go just slightly over his head, and his hair looks like fire. Like it starts off dark at the roots, and then it gets super bright red and just tips out into like a yellowish orange. He is dressed in skinny black jeans, a black muscle shirt, and a studded jean jacket, looking cool as heck. Or at least he thinks so. And he's like tilts his head upon hearing I think it was his brother-in-law that was speaking, and just like sort of looks over. He's got a Negro Modelo in his hand, because that is his favorite beer, and he has preserved it. And he looks over and is like, just like gives that little like sup like nod over to his brother-in-law. Like,
each of the three that have been described so far were not so much invited to this party. It was a invitation with a capital I that read, "Your ass better be here." And the invitation came from an individual named Cassidy Cornelius. We're going to pan out to the front patio of this building through the window. It's a really neat camera trick because we go right through the glass. And the sign next to where Cassidy is absolutely devouring a cigarette reads in flowing golden script, "The Smiling Sommelier." Sommelier, Pope?
Sommelier, yes.
Okay. And the camera kind of pans, and it's sort of this mid-afternoon sort of scene. This hilled, tree-lined borough of shops. And out across the street, over towards where the ocean is, a tall spire stands proud amid all of the skyscrapers. And then beyond that is the ocean itself. But what matters is the individual coming up right now. How is Clive arriving to this party?
With some friends, he has brought the right hands, as it were, with him. A group of individuals all wearing a red leather glove on the right hand. If music could be associated with a man in his fashion, Clive's would be Rachmaninoff's Prelude in C sharp minor. Just this clattering of dissonant tone as this group of what can be best referred to as heavies, flanking a gentleman dressed well, knowingly dressed well, and casually walking up.
And the I gotta get my what is your archetype, Cassidy? There we are. The person you walk up to is a individual that Clive has a professional relationship with. Clive is an adjudicator a half of one whole of one of the major courts, and I mean that in both senses of the word, in this town. And the individual who he is approaching is Cassidy Cornelius. She is a well-dressed suit and tie Leviathan with these just sharp short horns rising from her forehead. And she's one of the ones who in Defiant society is called an executor. Basically, there are rules set in place that the Defiant absolutely positively have to live by, or else the apocalypse gets in. And for every city, there is a set of rules that are sort of common sense ones that are common, such as respecting the people who are kind of higher on the pecking order than you, making sure to uphold the values that make the apocalypse stay on the outside instead of coming on the inside. But for this particular city, Cassidy Cornelius is the executor of the Mage's Law. The Mage's Law reads that no mortal can practice magic without the express oversight of a Defiant. Which means that when all of you got the call from Cassidy saying, be at this party, I need to talk to you, it means it's a bad thing. And when Cassidy sees Clive, she tosses her cigarette into the ashtray, walks up and offers him her hand and says, thank you for coming.
By all means. I was hoping this was going to be a less formal affair, but it seems we have a problem, I guess.
Me too. Walk. You can leave the boys.
All right. Jackal, hit the block. If there's anything that comes up, I'll give you a call. And the largest of the four just nods, and they all like militaristically turn about and walk off.
So Cassidy begins walking with you, and it's a sort of the West Wing walk and talk style thing. You haven't been reading the papers lately, have you?
Honestly, I have been up to my ears in other people's business and settling things. I haven't had time for much.
Well, I'm going to be adding more of a burden to your plate. Last night there was a break-in over at the Mond Museum.
Okay, I don't like where this is going. Continue.
3 minor artifacts of a legendarily mystical nature were stolen. And they were stolen by a dead man.
I really don't like where this is going.
I am up to my eyeballs in executor stuff. I need to go speak to the Hierophant after we finish this conversation. I've assembled a team, and I want you, along with their help, to look into this. Between you and me, I don't think anything is going to come of it, but it bears investigation. Now, Clive, I know you're not a huge fan of having to do my dirty work, but if this turns out to be some sort of Scooby-Doo-ass B&E, I'll owe you dinner. If it turns out to be something you have to actually call me for, I'll owe you a boon. Does that sound fair?
Yes, it's fair.
Good.
I just have a feeling it's going to be more than a Scooby-Doo B&E.
Violet, Uzi, and Zeleth are each approached by oh, okay. Bye, Zeleth. The two of you are approached by 2 of the staff of the Smiling Sommelier, and asked to come to one of the more private rooms.
Okay.
I'm gonna nod at Zelik and then realize he's walking away. Darling, I'll be back. Keep an eye on things, will you? And then pause my little headphones and go follow.
You gotta put a leash on that brother of yours.
So the nice thing about Zelik being my brother is the fact that we do not look alike, other than the fact that our horns have symmetric curvatures and that flaming red hair. Like, it's like watching a pimp squeak and a giant just walk around with the exact same attitude.
Well, Zelik is gone. Oh no, Zelik is back.
Seriously, Zelik.
Those
He had to
Mexican
go
beers
potty.
go right through me.
He's on mute.
Listen.
You're on
Pause
mute,
his headphones.
even. What are you doing?
Zelik.
Zelik.
Sorry.
You left your
the-
audio
one's gonna
track in the
take us-
bathroom.
Listen. Those Mexican beers just go right through me. I love them, but they're like what, 35 years old at this point. So there's
Zelik.
yeah. So can't hear you for some reason. There.
You may, on the other hand, have
Can you repeat
7,000
that? I didn't
Norwegian
get to hear
beers.
it. Sorry.
Head back on the beer. Just a little bit till we get home.
Why? It's a party.
We're supposed to be taken seriously. Come on.
How can you
Eye
okay,
sharp.
like time out for a second. I want you to like look at this crowd. Just look at this crowd and then look at you and me.
Listen.
We're the most important people here, so we're always going to be taken seriously.
Excuse me.
Hey babe.
Well, in that case, I guess I'll
Important.
just, see myself
Right.
out.
Oh my god. I'm gonna start reaching for my pocket, and Zelik is gonna see what I'm gonna call the special phone, and the only person I ever call on that phone is our mom.
I'm gonna call mom. I'm gonna snitch super hard.
I 100% am gonna snitch super hard.
Wait, what are we snitching on me for? For me having a beer at a party? We're several million years old.
Why are we here, dude?
We were invited.
To do the job that who making us do?
We have a job?
Oh
You're
my
about to.
Most important people here, apparently.
Yeah, I thought I was being invited because I'm awesome and like people enjoy my company because I'm just
I mean, technically, the first part of that sentence is correct.
I'm like, excuse me.
You know what?
Do people not enjoy my company?
The vape is coming out.
Not right now. Not terribly, no.
Okay, well.
So, everyone is brought to one of the more private. I guess it would be a tasting room, yeah.
Yeah. I'm here for this.
With just warm mahogany, stained wood, comfortable chairs, a fireplace with a nice, crackling little spice going on in there. And you are each let in by the staff that came to pick you up. And I'm sorry about this, Val. I do not know how to actually turn off my HVAC, so it will constantly just turn on like that.
I
So
honestly
apologize
don't hear
for the
it,
white noise.
so you're fine.
When everyone is in the room, the last two people to come in are Cassidy and Clive. Cassidy grabs one of the chairs at the table, turns it around, and sits in it backwards, with her arms over the back of the chair and her chin resting on her wrists. And she says, "I'm about to make your evening very annoying."
Oh, that's not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for some fun.
Yes.
I knew when I had to cancel my raid, this is going to be the worst. What can we do for you?
Everyone, I will do introductions as I do not know who knows whom. This is Mr. Clive Bradley. He is a professional associate of mine and one of the most level-headed. I hesitate to use the word executor, but lowercase executor of legal interpretation that we have in our city. These are the Enas, Zelik, and Uzi. They were there during the very beginning, helping build Barristertown. They have connections there. And as what happened in Barristertown, they are going to be two of the social investigators. And then finally, Mrs. Violet Arya, who is an experienced and deft hand dealing with potentially supernatural social influences. And my apologies for any trouble your work on the Savage Land dealt to you in your house.
So what exactly happened?
I saw Fairy unmute, and I didn't know if that was going to be the beginning of a statement.
No, don't worry about it. It flew out of my head.
Okay.
It happens.
In my territory?
In your
of
territory.
Course.
Let me bring
What?
up the timeline so I make sure I get the dates right, because I'm bad with time.
See, like I told you, they have no respect for us.
Let's see, it's the 7th today, so the 6th, the 5th, the 4th. Okay. On the 4th of this month, a mortal man by the name of Jack DePaul overturned his car on the highway overpass leading out of Le Gebro. He was killed in the ensuing crash. On the 5th of this month, he was taken to the morgue downtown, and an autopsy was performed on his body. Sometime that night, he disappeared. Sometimes corpses have a tendency to walk away, especially in situations where a deva might have gotten a bit too hungry and they decided to eat something that nobody would miss. This is not the problem.
Yeah, I was about to say, you don't blame the deva on their appetites. It's God's gotta eat.
Last
I would
night,
choose a better meat, but
Dead people.
Jack DePaul attacked the security guard at the Monday Museum of Natural History, broke in, and stole 3 artifacts.
My museum?
Yes.
Okay, it's called the Crichton Museum.
Oh, sorry. I had it as Monday. I'll change it to Crichton.
Yes. Yes.
You mean the Monday wing?
Yeah, the Monday wing. Yeah.
Let me swap
Artifact.
that out.
Whoa, wait. People came into my house and stole shit from my hoard?
Yes.
Zelik, this is why we magic everything in the hoard.
It's supposed to be.
What?
The fact
Important people don't get stolen from, just saying.
that's not true. Important people always have their shit stolen. Like, why else would you steal it if it's not
Zelik.
important?
No, I never said the item wasn't important. I just said that important people, generally speaking, have enough respect in the community that they don't get stolen from.
Sure.
We do not argue with our lesser, Zelik. We're better than that.
I'm not arguing. I'm just clarifying.
We do have a point, though.
There is a major political boon for each of you if you are to investigate this in my stead. You'll have
We do it
ear
anyway.
and my discretion. All I ask is that you look into this. If it's not mundane, give me a call. I'll step in.
So what was stolen? Like, what items were taken?
She kind of pats through her vest and her overcoat and pulls out a classic leather bound flip notebook.
Nice.
Oh God.
According to the preliminary report, Imhotep's left eye, the
Okay.
raiments of Thunderhead, and the head of the Asclepian serpent. Now, I'll admit I'm not much of a history buff myself, so none of these mean anything to me. But perhaps you will be able to find some value in what is more than likely magical things that have lost their magic. They have only historical value. Surely you must understand Zelik. And like Cassidy's giving you this face like, come on, back me up here, dude. Like
Zelik is more concerned because he is a dragon and the museum is his hoard. And the thing that's going through his head right now, it's like he was at his wife's house, so that's probably when it happened. But now he's going through all the people that are under him, and who does he have to, like... They're important items to preserve. They're ancient things that could have some magical qualities if someone knew what to do with them. I mean,
which is why I'm bringing you all in.
Yeah.
Now, Zelik, if this were the Revelation Blade or Victory the Seventh Trumpet, I wouldn't even bother wasting your time with it. We would take care of this. But there's no way for me to know conclusively that this isn't a mundane individual.
Well, I mean, if he's dying and rising from the dead, he's either magical or someone else is behind it.
Zelik, think of it this way. If he's magical, you have a new item for your collection.
Yeah.
Okay. Cassidy pulls up her sleeve and checks her watch. I need to go to the Coalescence building. Bradley has my number. Just give me a call, and I will respond appropriately. Thank you all very much. And Cassidy just leaves. She just straight bounces. And now
I'm
the
going to
investigation
stare you.
is yours.
I'm going to stare you down, Zelik. You should be keeping... Little brother, you need to keep a better track of your items. If you just use the database I built to, this wouldn't have been a problem.
It happened when I was taking care of an incident concerning Josiah. Josiah's his stepson. That's his wife's son.
Was it okay?
Yeah, he's fine. He's just, rebelling against his parents. Like any young
This is why I've never...
3,000-year-old angel.
Ugh. This is why
they call
never
them the
had
terrible
children.
2000s.
The terrible 2000s.
Oh my God.
Yeah. The terrible millennia. It's like, he's
That's
only
the
1,000
worst.
years older than Jesus, okay? Like...
Listen. Obviously, I'm going to help. You're my brother. But the fact that they're stealing so close to my hoard makes me feel angry. And Uzi is a fidgeter, and they have very sharp nails and just kind of start dragging them into the table. Are the cameras still active in that area?
Are you asking me?
Oh, no, I guess
Yeah.
me. They should be. I'm going to talk to Terrible and Zane and see if they should have been working the cameras, both of them, so...
All right. I'll contact Fuckboy when we get home and see if he knows anything.
Do you have a fuckboy?
No, Fuckboy is the name of an endearing associate of mine. We like it eclectic in Barrister Town.
Okay.
We like to party.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. So the Parasite Eve-esque map of Tromvoy opens up before you. And as the camera pans back to a representation of the territory, it shows 5 colored districts abutting the ocean with a river running through it. One of these places is the downtown area, Coyaville, and then there's Barrister Town, which abuts that. Across the river are Dobleton, with its tall hydroponic towers drawing water from the river Fleuve. And then beyond that is Logebro, with tons of high-capacity family living units, we'll say. And then finally, Trevalleton, which is where you are right now. The machinery and artisanal district of the town. So, wherefore would thou like to goeth?
Well, first things first, the 2 hot spots, we know things are taken from the mundane wing of the museum, and we know that a dead man came out of the morgue. Mm-hmm. So it's between those 2 places. Do we want to check out the museum first and backtrack maybe?
I'd say morgue first. That way we could end our night where we wish to stay. Work on getting some house in the order, apparently.
Maybe there's some residue to see how a dead man just got up and walked.
There are many ways the dead can walk.
Pinpointing it
which
is,
way.
Yeah, gotta pinpoint that.
Yes, but finding out how the walking is occurring might give us insight on who exactly is causing it.
Look over at Violet. You know who can make a dead man walk?
I don't off the top of my head, but I could easily find out. What is it worth to you?
Violet can't make the dead walk, but she can make a lame man stand up and sing.
Yes, she can.
Just that purty.
I suppose you're only good for the little deaths, huh?
I'm good for much more.
Sorry, just the image of Uzi being like, I guess you're only good for the little deaths. And then it cuts back to fucking Violet. She's got a shotgun and the big deaths, too.
Not even a shotgun, just a bazooka. Yeah. I'm into it. I'm
all right.
So horny right now.
I'm strapped in many different definitions of the term.
What kind of payment are you looking for exactly?
I mean, they're already getting a political boon from this
Cassidy.
Yeah,
the executive. Cassidy.
Yes, but these are your items as well, so we do have some obligation.
I mean, you want to kind of think.
Yeah, that's not going to work, honey.
Thinks for a minute about like what he can offer her. I mean, you want to talk to the Seraphim?
Sure.
Yeah. When my wife's birthday party is soon, so I'll get you an invite.
Get me an invite? I assumed I was already invited.
Exactly. You're invited.
That's going to be
important. People are invited to all parties.
You will be invited to every single party I throw now. How about that, babe? It's okay if I call you babe. You are such a babe.
I
Oh
am
my
such a babe.
God.
Yeah, and I don't want to not call you that if you're not into it from me. But if you consent to it, I would love to call you often.
Oh my God.
What? I like them thick.
Oh.
What can like?
Like Violet.
I
If you're
mean,
not gonna
I'm
go
not
out with him,
arguing
I
with the.
am. Like
I'm not
line would've
arguing
worked
with
on
the
me.
container. And I look Fairy's character up and down. Don't get me wrong. I too appreciate a beautiful piece of art, but you could use a little more class when you talk to him.
What are you talking about? I directly asked consent. Like, that is the classiest, hottest thing that anyone can do.
It is more like the phrasing outward of, I like them thick. Forgive my brother, he's young.
I was
He's
born
forgiven.
I'll tell you what.
first.
I'll also give you a small favor.
30 million
If
years.
sometimes the mind's maturity is what matters. But if you can help us hunt this stuff down, I might have some access to give people long permanent vacations. If you know what I mean.
Interesting. I
I
can take you
actually
up on
don't
that.
know what you mean.
I as a small side project, run a business for let's just say helping the mundanes feel like they can go anywhere and do anything. Granted, sometimes I might be able to make it work on the not so mundane for a couple of 100 years or so.
Sounds fair. I'm sure my little birdies could pick something up.
Good. We'll check the cameras. So I guess we're on to the morgue.
All right.
I'm gonna pick up my phone and like start texting the people
no,
who work
I
in the
have
tech
already-
section of our place.
Like,
Yes.
Not your people, my people.
All right. Where are you pulling your video data from?
My servers.
Yeah. Let me rephrase. From which area would you like the cameras to have been pointed at to get that video?
All right, so I'm going to be honest with you. I trust my little brother as far as I can throw him. He's very sweet. And I know if he loses something from his collection, I'm going to be the first person that gets whined to. It's bad older sibling syndrome. So I actually have tiny, sneaky little cameras like on like the base of all of their things. So like I can't see anything else, but I could at least tell what time if it left. And they don't know that though.
I don't
They
know
just
that.
don't.
But my devoted assistant Tarabelle, you work with them, get that. Like you have like conspired against me for my own good, and I consent to this.
I'm gonna pull out a tablet out of nowhere and just be like, "All right, I have the feed for that section. Uzi, do you remember the item number?"
Yeah. And he just like gives you like all 3 serial numbers off the top of his head. As soon as he like had like those items were missing, he knows those numbers and he just rattles them off to you. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna tap into those specific cameras and start running the footage for like the past week on like high speed.
Okay, so when you said that you have a camera on it, do you mean like you broke into the museum and super glued tiny cameras to the items, or do you mean like a camera somewhere is pointed at this thing?
So
you know how like they're in plexiglasses?
Yeah,
there's a little camera in the plexiglass, and I just put like a little like design sticker for that like item's theme on like around it and tried to blend it in. Uzi, Z like looks at things sometimes not so closely because it's not one of his favorites in his hoard. So like I figured he wouldn't pay too much attention.
I lose interest very quickly, but like as soon as now that it is taken from me, I am very interested in it once again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care that I have it. I just care that you stole it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. And I gotta tell you, the tantrums are unreal. I took one thing one time.
That was Mount St. Helens.
So
That
at
was the tantrum.
11:36
Mhm.
last night, the museum is dark. It's only lit dimly by the not accent lights, the spotlight doohickeys. You know what I'm talking about, the little itty bitty ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lights for like the displays.
Yeah. And this light sort of diffuses like mist through this hall of really sundry artifacts. Things that were taken either from the Bay or from the American West Coast and the Southwest. All of them in these raised glass display cases. A outline of a person shuffles into view. And it really seems like they're suffering from an inner ear infection is the most charitable way to describe it. Their gait is wrong. It's uncanny. Their balance is just slightly off, like they had been shifted a couple of degrees one way or the other. But when they put their fist through the 1/4-inch thick plexiglass, there's no hesitation or even resistance, really. It just shatters. And they move with this very deliberate purpose. They're not shopping around. They know exactly what they came here to get. And it's one after another, bang, 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 just busting into these with their fists or their elbows, scooping up the artifacts and then swallowing them like a snake.
Every single time one of those glasses breaks, my like ear fins just flutter. You can see my face just get angrier and angrier.
You think that
This was
you're
on purpose.
angry.
Well, I can tell you from a smash and grab, this was incredibly well planned. They knew exactly where your items were.
About 45 seconds after the last item is swallowed, another figure cast in shadow and well outside of the focus point of the camera runs into the room with a source of light, a flashlight that they're sort of waving around. Security. And they lock on to the shambling figure that lurches towards them and grabs them by the collar and then takes 2 large staggering steps and underhand throws the security guard down a flight of stairs. And then he walks out of frame.
I'm gonna assemble my court.
Oh no. Wow, what a terrifying sentence for me, the GM, to hear. That's hilarious that you were able to scare me that way.
I suggest all 3 of you join us, because if they knew what to take, how to take it, when to take it,
They knew you were busy.
I might have a traitor, and I'm going to need people who aren't as close to my court as I am to help me sniff this out.
I mean, honestly.
Question.
Yes.
Yes.
As this is a both city but very personal matter, do you want this dealt with mercy or swiftness?
Neither.
you sort of like from like Zelik, like you know that sound that crocodiles make like when they're just like rumbling in the water, like that's like the sound that you hear from him. And he's like, it depends on who it is.
A
No,
moment.
no mercy.
Moment.
Mm.
Pulls out an archaic flip phone.
Are you interested in parting with that?
No. The more durable it is means less mystical interference.
I
So
have
it actually
Motorola's.
works. I thank you, but I'm kind of attached to this.
Don't make us call.
And
Oh no.
we'll text both the Jackal and Midnight Pilot. Need the two of you working a case, going to a court in the fun part of town. Stay up, assemble your teams. Pull me all details on Barrister Town's layout and hit up my personal stores to pull anything on necromancy, its practices, disciplines, and histories in dealing with the undead as courier.
Pope, I don't have anything I need you to roll on just yet, but go ahead and bank that as a 2-pot, all right?
Okay.
I'm calling Gabriel. One moment. I'm
The
gonna get
Archangel?
up and walk up.
Okay.
My attendant. But yes, he was at one point an archangel. I'm gonna leave, find some privacy, and call him like Gabriel.
Yes.
I know that you are less than excited about existing right now, but we might have a traitor. And we know the court isn't the most excited with how things are being run transitionally. However, they stole from the hoard of my brother.
What action do you want me to take?
I want every person who knows anything about necromancy or anything related to it round up. And when you're finished, call my precious. He's good at making little birds talk.
He hesitates on the other end of the line.
Would you rather take back over?
No.
That's what I thought.
But do you want me to call grandmother?
No, not yet.
Not your grandmother.
Give her. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, grandmother for the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, send a live carrier with a nice gift.
Okay.
Just so she's aware of the situation. But I don't think it's quite ready time to drag her into anything. You know how she gets.
Yes. I'll take care of it.
When you're done, I have some of that Arcana cognac in the fridge. Might do you a little cheer up.
Arcana cognac.
Oh, Arcana is a real cognac.
I know. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All
right.
I'm gonna hang up and come back and point at Zillik. I am going to assemble my court as well. Seems we need to make some examples. Do either of you know where this morgue is?
Yes.
Good.
Right.
Are you fast travelers?
I prefer walking.
I mean, we could just get the limo.
Pissy. No, I was thinking of something special. Just in case we
Oh,
need
the
to
Hummer
hit
limo.
the water. No, a little more vintage. And I'm gonna pull out my phone and text my hubby to get out my sweet precious vintage submarine car.
Just a submarine.
You know, like that pimp style. Have you ever seen what is it, the League of Gentlemen?
Mhm.
Nemo-esque car that I have in like my ocean blues. If you're sure you want to walk, but I can assure you'd be riding in luxury otherwise.
I
What
appreciate
about you, pretty
the
lady?
offer.
Always
You
ready
will
for a
walk
ride.
there. Perfect. I like to show people the life of luxury.
All right. Well,
you say that as if she's a god.
I am luxury.
Like, have you
Felix,
seen?
my dear.
Have you seen the ratings? Like, that is luxury.
You can always elevate, Zelik. And I hold out my arm for Fairy.
I'm gonna take it.
I love a woman with good manners. I hope this is going to be a titillating experience.
I hope so too.
We're going to walk out. I'm mildly annoyed with Zelik, so I'm not even going to glance
I
at
don't
him.
even know why he didn't do anything. Like, he's so mad right now. People are stealing from him, and his sibling is like being a dick. like
I am not being a dick.
Mount Rainier is right there, and it will explode.
He's just being your brother. You're taking everything too seriously.
I'm the one who has to clean up his messes, so yes, just a little bit.
Sorry, this beer is fucking dope. I opened it. It was hanging out here.
Yeah.
After everyone has departed,
Mhm.
I'm going to walk out back and I'm going to proceed to daredevil my way to the morgue.
Nice.
I am going to parkour the city and get a feel for the place.
All right. So just to clarify, we are splitting the group. Zalek, Uzi, and Violet are going to the museum, and Clive is going to the morgue.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure. Okay. Let's see here. I think we got about 27, Val, until we do bio.
Yeah, about 30 until bio.
30. Okay.
To break.
So let's kick out the museum, and then we can circle back around to the morgue after bio. Okay.
Yeah, I would say probably like on my way there, I've texted my assistant, Tarabelle. And it's not even that I've texted my assistant. I have an alert on my app that goes to my court. That is like emergency meeting now.
Like right the fuck now. Actually.
Right the fuck now.
Yeah,
do not delay. Because if you do, you automatically
Jurassic Park
suspicious. Like,
act now, don't delay,
Yeah.
or else.
act now, don't delay.
Operators are standing by.
And the thing is I almost imagine, like, because it is a very quiet anger on Zelik's part, like, externally. But as y'all are sort of, like, and probably, like, Clive will see this more than us because apparently we're in a submarine. But, like, you'll see just, like, parts of the ground and the concrete and the like certain foundations, like there's just a slight tremor, and sometimes like there is like a new crack in the road, because this is, I am the earth, right? And so my persona and my exterior, I am trying to keep it cool, but
you get any angrier, you're gonna cause a tsunami.
Again, Mount Rainier is right there. Like, that is an active volcano. We are in the Cascades.
Yeah, that's the reason I took the car boat, because I know how you are, and I did not want to drive on those roads. Plus, it's kind of nice. We can pull up into like the river. We've got like a little private dockish area. Get off. We're gonna take a walk. You need to cool down.
Fine.
Remember, the anchor is only useful if you can do something productive with it. You'll have your time to be primal, my dear. I leave the keys in the car because I know if someone. I use my hoard actively in my life, and I know, like, if someone touches this car, they all know they're gonna die painfully, slowly. And I'm just gonna leave the keys in there because it's known. This is Barrister Town. If you see something fancy and odd technology-wise, it belongs to Uzi. So we're gonna walk to the museum.
Okay. I just needed to make sure, Val, do you already have a museum director, or do you want to still use Diamond Alamo?
We can add Diamond to my
Your
court.
allies?
Yeah, we'll add Diamond. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll just let me make a note about that, and I'll proc him in.
I'll put them on my court sheet as well, and just add them to my court. What are they?
They are a lowborn Leviathan.
A lowborn. I have a lot of Leviathans in my court, so
I mean, yeah.
Fair.
It can't hurt to bring the old gang with you.
It's true.
So the Crichton Museum of Natural History, and actually, you know what, Val, it's your holding. What's it look like?
The Crichton Museum of Natural History is actually what. Thank you, Pope. Is actually if you're from Seattle, it's what used to be, because it's right there on the water. It's what used to be Pike Place Market. So the market converted into the museum, and sort of encroaches onto the docks and the street, and it's almost like an aviary dome, so that what sunlight is entered naturally, instead of course, like, not where artwork is kept, because we don't want that to fade, but and it's the remains of a Ferris wheel are essentially used as the entrance to the museum. And my courtroom, my conference room, is essentially it's not right when you walk in, but it's past the woolly mammoths, past the paleontology section, right next to the weapons of mass destruction display. What? We had to keep the nuke somewhere.
You could have kept it with my stuff.
No, these are my
I do
nukes.
have the
these
launcher.
Are my nukes. You can't have my nukes. These are my nukes.
I'll trade you for it.
No.
There's an
you
ICBM facility in Seattle?
Huh?
There's an ICBM facility in Washington?
There's a Boeing.
Please continue.
Not even for a little bit of meteorite?
No, I have plenty of meteorite. Oh God, I love rocks. God, I love rocks.
This one's special.
And for my court is mostly made up of Leviathans. But I have a couple of Deva and a single angel as well. My angel is essentially my assassin. So when I need shit done, sort of thing, I just put Silent Guardian Angel Ninja next to their name.
Yeah, I was quite curious about that, as a matter of fact.
She's straight up just an assassin. Like, so we might not actually see her, but I know where she's at. Sort of thing. And I imagine that my assistant Tarabelle, who is a nice little who is a little sky dragon, Leviathan, is probably all up like immediately there to greet me because she's my devoted assistant.
Tarabelle, darling, this is Fairy. She's gonna help us with the
Violet.
Violet, sorry. They're going to help us with Zelik's little problem. I suppose we should give them some refreshments. Yes?
I'm not playing my NPCs. I'm assuming you
Oh,
are.
I'm so sorry. I was like, no, you're doing great. Like, yeah, give it a roll.
And while we're at it, where's that little lowborn who's supposed to be in charge of this place anyway?
Diamond? Yeah, where is Diamond?
He's already talking to the investigator.
What investigator?
The one from the Coalesci building.
What?
How many people know about this breach?
Like a dozen?
Get everyone into the conference room.
Okay. Just squeaking of like the cloth over glass squeaking noise, just not walking out of the frame.
So I'm gonna pull out like a secret phone and text whoever's in charge of my like my cameras and stuff in my Horde building, which is that mall, to go ahead and just do a double check on everything and remind them that if anything could be stolen out of my Horde, that they could be stolen out of my Horde, and that's not a good place for them to want to be.
So who all is, I suppose, well,
should I describe my court to everyone? All of my poor everyone here. I have no. That way. It's also kind of like for you. So it's an introduction of my court. Okay.
Yeah. Go crazy.
All right. First things first. We have my cousin on my father's side, who is a Deva, by the name of Lumen. They them. They are a T-Rex Deva. Yes, they are a dinosaur. Like. They are my overprotective relative, probably one of my most trusted people here. This court I'm incredibly close to everyone here, so the betrayal is, if there is one, hopefully very, very deep. There is Salas, who is a Leviathan as well, probably as old as our mom is, probably one of the older Leviathan that was assigned to me by her as my advisor.
Let me step in really quick, Val.
Mm-hmm.
There is a slight difference in this game's lore than the core game's lore.
Oh, okay.
In that angels, devas, and leviathans have entities in them that are older than the concepts of houses.
Okay.
Archangels, primeval devas, and autochthonous leviathans were all ones that existed before the houses. So that would be where you're... Yeah.
Just knew my mom. Mom assigned him. Here you go. Here's your advisor. Sarah is a wolf deva who, she has a collar and a leash for a reason. She sucks my dick a lot.
Maybe more than one reason.
Yep. Hi, hey, welcome to Valdrianth After Hours. Her brother, Zane, is my, sort of like my artifacts expert. He's there to keep everything, also a Deva. He is sort of there. He's my smart man. He is my go-to guy. He is the one that, keeps all of my data together. Like, just the smart boy. We already know Saya. Saya is my assassin. We don't see her. But I do. Spike is another Leviathan. He is a zealous supporter. Just the thing is with Spike is a simp and thinks I'm the coolest person ever. And as soon as I had an opening, was like the first one there, and I hired him because he wouldn't leave me the fuck alone. Margot is my lesbian BFF. We have the same taste in women. And we get into a lot of trouble with each other. And Tarabella is my devoted assistant. Also a Leviathan.
Alright. So this crowd, sans Saya, are in a very professional conference room with, you know, the long wooden table and the backdrop, the windows looking out into the actual like main hall. With them are a very very nervous looking, very sweaty guy in a very sharp suit, who you recognize as you recognize him because he works for you. But that's Diamond Alamo.
Diamond. Okay.
And additionally, there is a haggard-looking, middle-aged woman with her arm in a sling, wearing a loose T-shirt, and a very tall, very long-limbed individual that none of your group would recognize, that's dressed in a very nice suit, very clean cut, that just has an eye of them that they're keenly interested in what's going on.
Zelix, do you know that one? And I'm gonna casually point to the tall one.
No. Who is this tall individual standing next to you?
To whom are you asking this question?
Diamond.
That was an out of character question. Sorry. Who are they standing next to?
Oh, they're standing next to Diamond.
Okay, so Diamond. I'm assuming Diamond brought them here. All right, I would like to spend a shard to ask a question.
Sure, go crazy.
Okay, my question here is, who here fears me? Who here is so afraid of being here right now because they have done something wrong?
Diamond is terrified. The woman in the T-shirt with her arm in the sling is afraid of you for a different reason. The fear tastes different. Everybody else is pretty cool with you.
Yeah, okay. So my court is like the people of my court.
Yeah.
Are they confident in their presence with me? There's no fear. Okay.
They're all honestly kind of giving you vibes of like, we're sort of confused as to why this is happening right now instead of after we cleaned everything up. Everyone's sort of
confused,
kind of whispering to each other like, we haven't even swept up the glass yet. Like, why
that's the problem. So I'm gonna essentially play the footage. As the footage is playing, and I'm like, yeah, everyone, fucking watch this. Poor Josiah, not Josiah, that's my stepson. Poor Larry here got murdered. My question is to all of you.
Wait. Poor Larry here got murdered? I'm sorry?
Yeah, the security guard, remember?
No. The security guard didn't die. The security guard is the lady in the sling.
The lady in the sling! I didn't catch on to that. I thought she was dead. Okay.
No, she's super alive.
Okay.
In fact, you would know her from the payroll as that's a good question, Andrew.
Mhm.
How do you know her from the payroll? Veronica Dryfield, who's
Veronica
just she is a
Jesus,
mortal
that name.
pulling down an extra 20 hours a week
Mhm.
for an unexpected illness in her family.
Okay. As the footage is playing, and I was like, everyone watch this footage. And of course, y'all all ponder why I found out about this at a party and not before I went to the party. So ponder that for a second. And when people have answers for me as to why this happened under our watch, you're all supposed to be protecting my stuff. Because this stuff is important to maintaining civilization, and the carnival. Get back to me. So we're just gonna watch this for a second. I'm gonna put it on play so everyone can watch this scene, and I'm gonna kind of pull back a bit so that it's just Violet and Uzi. And I was like, one of you keep an eye on Diamond. One of you keep an eye on on the security guard. They are
Awesome.
both considerably nervous to be here.
I'll take your security guard.
Thanks.
Oh,
and I wink
perfect.
at you.
So, you know that GIF, Ellie, that I use like all the time
yeah.
from Airplane, where it cuts back to him and he is gushing sweat from every orifice and several orifices that do not belong to him.
Yeah.
That's Diamond right now.
Oh yeah. So actually, I would like to spend a shard because I'm going to keep an eye on Diamond and watch them, and I'm going to try to figure out what they are trying to hide.
Okay. What is the actual wording of the question? Oh, the actual wording of the question is, what are they trying to hide? Man, I'm super glad I read and reread and reread the rule book and then immediately forgot all of it. He is trying to hide. Well, it's impossible to hide the fact that he shit the bed super hard. Like there's more shit than bed at this point. And he knows he fucked up. He knows he fucked up real bad, and he doesn't want to get in trouble for it. Meanwhile, Violet, Veronica's not having the best day of her life.
I can see that. She doesn't look like she's having a good day at all.
She watches the security footage. She sees how absolutely raw dog pissed Zelik is. And before it even gets to the point where she got thrown down the stairs, she is openly weeping into her hand.
I'm going to come over and I'm going to put my arm around her and tell her it's going to be okay.
She ungracefully kind of rotates her head to like rest against your hip and looks to Zelik with just gushing tears.
Arms across my chest. Like, just my the forearm porn right now is real. And listen, forearms are hot. Just stoic. Like looking and I'm looking, like just scanning the room for other people's reactions, right? For my court.
Everyone is pretty upset, especially when Veronica begins to cry. And she just like squeezing Violet's hand on her shoulder. I'm so fucking sorry. I'm so fucking sorry, Zoe. He came out of... I didn't know what to do. He just grabbed me and I froze up and he threw me down the flight of fucking stairs. I'm so sorry, Zoe. Please do not fire me from this job.
I'm gonna walk over to her. And very gently, take her chin in my hand and lift her face to look up, for her to just look at me, and to be like, "You're not going to be fired. But if you're involved, expect much worse, my dear.
Now,
I'm really.
Veronica is not a Psalm. She is just a straight one.
Mhm.
So she's just like, oh God, my boss is threatening me.
My
Diamond-
character hears that and is
Diamond,
gonna
Oh, like
smile.
Violet
because
is
it knows.
right there. Like,
yeah, clawing at the side of your shirt with one hand.
and like after I say that, I just want to like give her like a reassuring like pat on her cheek, before I kind of turn to go just like the front of the court. Placing my hand on the like my hands on the table, leaning over. I was right to call to head to the board. Cool, Clive. And looking, and it's like,
Oh.
I'm gonna be straightforward with you all. In order to get past our security, our defenses, and our magic, this dead man, had to have known what to do. You all here are the only ones who know what to do. And how to do it.
All right. I think it's time. Let's
For a
get
break?
some dice going. Well, I was going to say let's get some dice
Let's
going.
get
then
some
we can
dice
take a break.
going!
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Declare the outcome you would like.
The outcome that I would like is who's the leak. Whether it's a purposeful leak or an accidental leak, I need to know where the leak is, where the weakness in my court is. I need to know the weak link.
All right. So let's start throwing some traits on this. You're starting out with your base 3d6.
Yep, my base 3d6. All right, let's see what is going on. Where are my traits? They're on the other page. Traits. Powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Imposing.
All right.
I'll
give you radiates confidence.
And radiates confidence, so we're up to 3d8 now.
And I'll give you priceless collection if you want it.
Yes, I absolutely will take that. And this isn't a moment of chaos. This is a moment of law, like me putting my fist down. So I'm not sowing chaos. I'm not being charming. The other one, am I being impressive?
I'll give it to you in the sense that you are currently awe-inspiring.
Cool. So that's 2d10 and 1d8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 2d10 and that's correct.
Right. And successes are what?
5s or higher.
5s or higher. Let's go. I have an 8, a 10, and a 5.
Okay, so 3 successes.
Whew, buddy. I love making the first dice roll of the game. Let's go.
Let's end on that. Grab the bio, and then I'll come back with the outcome.
All right, we are going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break, everyone. We will see you soon. So everyone wave, and we will be back. And we are back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Halfway point break time. What is the result of this roll? Andrew, what is going on? I can't hear you.
Hear
Can't
me?
hear you. Now I can.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
how is this possible? Oh. I think something's going on with Zoom. It appears to be dropping my internal mic volume whenever I mute.
That's weird.
That is weird. I guess we're just gonna have to keep an eye on it whenever I go to
Yeah.
the bathroom.
Mhm.
All right, so you basically slapped your dick on the table and said, "Listen, if any this goes to all takers."
Yeah.
And all takers sort of looked around at each other in confusion, like, what the hell? Save for Diamond Rio. Or sorry, Diamond Alamo.
Oh, Diamond!
So not only do you get him to crack,
Mm-hmm.
you're also going to gain an opportunity, learn something useful, make an absolute impression, or gain something favorable.
Repeat
So-
that? Yeah.
Yeah, you get a Benny on top of that.
Okay.
Alamo just withers. When hang on. When Veronica started to cry and you started to get on her shit, he looked relieved. Uzi noticed that he was sort of like, whew, I dodged that bullet. And then you whip around. And then he realizes that the hole that he's in is as deep as it is possible to go. And in a moment of, let's say it's somewhere between doing the right thing in the face of letting another person take the heat for him, and fear that you will snap him like a damn toothpick if he doesn't fess up. He says, "It was me."
At that, I sort of give my hand a small wave, which is an indication that the rest of my court can leave.
All right. Everybody leaves.
When Tarabelle comes to me, that like before Tarabelle leaves, I'll stop her and I'll be like, make sure that Veronica's bills are paid, rent is paid for the year, and that she gets weekly paid for spa visits. Everything she needs, make sure it's taken care of.
You got it, boss.
Thank you.
Wait. Are you gonna psalm her, or are we just taking care of her?
If she doesn't want to come back to work, she doesn't have to.
Okay.
But she is taken care of for the rest of her life.
Okay, I understand.
While she's doing, Val is talking to, Zelix talking to Tink, I'm going to slide my arm very casually around Diamond's shoulder and be like, I always knew dinner was going to be glorious tonight. And then just sort of push them towards a chair.
So the only people that stay behind are Veronica, because she does not know the signal. And like everybody sort of leaves, and then like
I imagine Tara, but like I love that we're calling her Tink. I imagine that Tarabelle will escort Veronica.
Yeah,
Right.
like muscle memory. Tara starts to leave the room. You're like, hey, make sure to take care of Veronica, and she's like, oh yeah, right, and like goes back in, gets Veronica, and then comes back out. So the only people in the room are Zelik, Uzi, Violet, Diamond, and the stranger. And as the camera pans over to the stranger, it continues to pan, and using an in-camera trick, cuts to Clive dropping down in front of the morgue.
I love it. I love it. I'm here for it. Like it
Saw
uses a
2
wall,
style.
and then you come out on the other side of the wall, but it's where Clive is at. I'm here for it.
Yes.
Yes.
So the morgue is not part of the police station for one very specific reason, and that's because I don't know if morgues are actually part of police stations or if they're separated buildings.
They're usually part of
50-50 shot.
hospitals.
Okay.
Mhm.
So this one is freestanding by nature of the municipality being the way it is. You only have so much room to work with. It's a flat, brutalist, gray concrete building with those little grooves on the side, to stop the wind resistance. With the occasional car coming in and out and a security guard at the front door. And when you step up to him, the security guard gives you a nod.
Quiet night, Bob?
Yes, sir, Mr. Bradley. I am compelled to ask because I know it's going to make my night worse and your night worse, but how can I help you this evening?
Oh, I'm here about the gentleman that decided that he was done having a nap and walked out.
Okay. You're going to want to go inside, just head right past reception, take the elevator at the end of the hall, go down to the second basement, and then it's going to be the double doors on your left. You're going to want to talk to Dr. Monday Knott, all right?
Okay. Thanks, Bob.
I'll come check on you in about an hour.
Walks in and just like casually the hands, evening, Phyllis, as he just walks past.
Oh, yeah. There's an aura about you that even the people who are kind of confused are like, you know what? He seems to know. He seems to be confident enough that he must belong here,
And just walks. I think we have the shot of him getting in the elevator, pressing the button, the doors closing. There's just this very deep sigh, and then we cut down as you can see, like one of his hands just starts scratching the back of the other. And it's like a nervous itch, and then the doors open, hand parts away, and he walks into the room, walks into the hall, just takes a look around. And before he walks in to talk with a good doctor, I would like to spend a shard.
Oh, yeah, please. What you doing, bud?
I'm going to ask a very specific question. What here is not what it seems?
A man is a man, and a corpse is a corpse. And never the two shall overlap. Except in this building. There's an interplay of life and blasphemy woven together in a simulacrum of the human figure. And you don't know if it's here right now, but its passage has left a spiritual uncleanness on this place that even for you, the citizen of Saddam or citizen of Gomorrah, I don't know which city he came from, who has suffered countless atrocities, unimaginable torment, even you get just a slight trill up the back of your neck at the unnatural wrongness of the miasma here.
Takes a moment, just sort of like rolls the tongue on the roof of his mouth. Takes in a very deep breath, holds it for a bit. lets it go. Starts walking towards the door, but can't help but say something as he opens the door. And that is, still trying to get your damn self in, aren't you? And
The room that you're in.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I?
no, go for it. Describe
Okay,
the room
sorry.
as he opens the door.
The room
Just
that
walked
you,
in.
the room that you walk into is cold, sterile, glimmering with stainless steel fronting. Along one wall are the slots for the corpses. I forget what they're actually called.
It's drawers, really.
Yeah, several of them are open. One has the slot pulled out of it about halfway. In the middle of the room are two autopsy tables, and opposite the corpse storage is a freestanding desk with one of those foldable privacy curtains, doing a very piss poor job of separating it from the menage of mortality on the other side. And then along the back of the wall are various computers, recording equipment, diagrams of the human body, things that you would expect. At the desk, just finishing putting in some eye drops and absentmindedly rubbing at his eye, is a tall guy, about 6'3", and about half that in width. His shirt clearly not coming from the big and tall section. It's straining a little bit over his biceps. And it's rolled up to his forearms, and you can see that there's a plethora of tattoos that cover down to his wrists and up just above his neck a little bit. And he's got sort of a 2-day scruffy shadow to him. It looks like he hasn't slept. Or if he did, he slept in his clothes. And when you enter, he closes the folder he was reading and drops it on the desk and turns to face you. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Nothing important, Doc. Hi, I don't believe we've met. Name's Clive Bradley.
Pleasure to meet you. My name's Dr. Monday Knott. What can I do for you this evening, Dr. Bradley? I sure hope you're not with the cops, because they already got in the wagon and left.
Oh, I'm not with law enforcement. I'm more with the city government.
Oh boy, yeah. Well, cop squat, and he kind of kicks a stool, not aggressively, but sort of like scoots it over to you on its wheels. And he leans back, so his butt's kind of on the edge of the desk, with his arms crossed. His forearm game, not quite as strong as Zelik, but they are in the same league.
Good to know.
Well, I got about an hour before lunch, so let's hear what you got to say, boss.
I'm here about the man that decided to walk out of here.
Mr. DePaul, yes, our most troublesome guest. Well, as you can imagine, it's not something that oft happens in our line of work, so I was just as confused as everybody else when I reported it. He sort of rubs at his left eye. It was, what, 2 days ago already? The 4th, I think. 4th or 5th. Sorry. Been talking to a lot of cops lately. Anyway, right, the 5th. The 5th is when he disappeared. The 6th, I come into work, body's not there. Not exactly the most common of occurrence. After consulting with my supervisor and his supervisor and their supervisors, we finally called the cops and reported the body missing.
Now, were you the one that performed his autopsy?
I was, yes. Unfortunately, without a legal affidavit, I cannot release the findings to you, Mr. Bradley. I apologize for that. But I can assure you, categorically, medically speaking, and in all other terms that I could possibly think of, that man was dead as a stone. And if he wasn't, he certainly was when I was finished.
I firmly believe you. I have one very particular question. It's curious. When you performed the autopsy, was there anything that was missing or anything that was particularly added to the equation?
A moment there, so you might have to repeat your question when it comes back.
I am fine with repeating.
So hey, just like Nightbot said, the themes of Defiant are extremely adult-oriented about sexual and violent themes. The cast is in constant communication with one another behind the scenes with consent checks. If you, the viewer, find the themes of this game disturbing, please take care of yourself and walk away when need be. My boy fucks, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I took the traits or whatever so that I could fuck people to get information. So
Fuck yeah,
Nice.
I love it. I'm so here for it.
Black Widow.
All right. Hey, Andrew, welcome back. You okay?
Yeah, that sip of water kicked my ass.
It's all the blasphemy.
Yo, listen, it happens. I understand. Again,
Don't drink holy water after 9.
No,
it is only 7:55 here.
There.
For real, I was taking
It's
a sip
10
and I
here.
was so interested in what you were saying that I sort of gasped a little bit.
So to repeat at last, was there anything in particular that was missing or added to his body?
Oh, boy, that's a really good question, Mr. Bradley. I'm not crying in character, I promise. Oh, all that eyeshadow. Ellie, I'm sorry.
I should have had the energy drink.
Yeah, water will kill you, man. Everybody who's ever drank water died eventually. Barring a few superficial dermal wounds with safety glass embedded in them, no. Okay. But this is to be expected from his type of crash.
Sure. Has anyone been by the morgue recently that wasn't your standard fare of officer or emergency worker? Anyone new within the past week?
One new within the last week. No. The most recent person here is Tiberius Redline upstairs. He's the pathologist in residence. He's been with us for 2.5 months, I think.
What do you think of Tiberius?
Tiberius?
Yeah.
Young. But I mean, we all were once, right? He's got a good head on his shoulders, medically speaking. But I'm going to be honest with you, Mr. Bradley. You've got the kind of face that a man can really admit some secrets to. There's a make or break for every mortician, everybody who deals with death on a daily basis, where you have to look yourself in the eye and ask, am I really willing to get my hands on corpses 40 hours a week for a paycheck? And more people than you would expect say no to that question. And I haven't quite figured out what his answer is going to be either.
I like to spin another shard.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to take the glasses off. I'm going to close my eyes as I do. And before I open them, I'm going to metaphysically ask the question. Who here craves punishment most? They don't have to be alive.
The dead are beyond your reach, and the living with you now seeks no punishment.
Okay. Eyes just as he opens them are just a plain blue, just a mild blue. Well, is Tiberius working this evening, or is he a daytime worker?
To be honest, I don't know if he's a bit in the shit. He lost his access card a couple of days ago, and they've been trying to get him set up.
That is deeply unfortunate.
An alarm beeps on his watch, and he taps it and walks around to his desk and takes out a jar of coconut oil and just sort of casually rubs it on the inside of his left arm. You're certainly not thinking that Redline would steal a corpse, would you? I mean, the kid's creeped out by death. Why would he take one of the puppets home with him?
I don't think it necessarily was him. But if his access card's missing, someone might have lifted it, come in here, and just grabbed a choice bit of meat.
Well, sir, that's gross. But there are stranger things in this city, I suppose.
Oh, yes, far stranger.
Anyway, if you find DePaul, bring him back. We really do need that body. The family is expecting it back.
Well, if we find it, depending on its condition and location, we will most certainly try. New tattoo?
He wipes away a little bit of the grease on his arm to show you a freshly inked. It's not ornate, but it's proud. Does that make sense?
Yes.
0 on the inside of his left arm. And he says, yeah, it's a bit sore.
I'd hate to pry, but what's the significance?
No, you haven't heard of the Zeros, have you?
No.
It's a personality investment group. We practice a sort of spiritual aestheticism, I think is the correct word. Emptying oneself of desire, emptying oneself of the need to suffer to find peace. It's a lot of meditation. I can give you a pamphlet if you'd like. I don't want to impose, though, if you're not comfortable with religiosity.
No, I find religion fascinating. Eyes just sort of widen. By all means, I'd love to have a pamphlet.
Sure. And he rummages around in his desk. And he pulls out just a small trifold with the cover sort of being that generic, are you unhappy? Do you feel untoward desire? Do you hurt trying to get what you want? 0 has an answer for you. And it's the whole pamphlet it's somewhere between Western New Age hack Buddhism and general common sense healthy living. Like, they don't eat processed food. They don't drink alcohol. They don't consume tobacco, that sort of thing.
straight edge, new age mumbo
Yeah,
jumbo.
lots of
Okay.
meditation, lots of like we're gonna go bathe in some cold water, that sort of thing.
I'm gonna interrupt. We already know that this cult is wrong because if you are European, the only reason that you exist today is because your ancestors drank beer during the Black Plague. Thank you very much.
Unless you don't like the kombucha.
New age hippie stuff, man. What do you want?
Take the pamphlet.
Although, now that you're close enough to him, he might not be as close and adherent as you might think. He's got a lingering aura of yesterday's beer, cigarette, and weed.
Newly adopting the lifestyle?
Unfortunately, yes. It was a pretty rough. Day. After we wrapped up with the cops, I kind of broke quota to help myself to a 6-pack, and I needed to relax. I just watched a Western and fell asleep in the chair. You know how it is. Long days.
I'm not here to judge. It's not my place.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have some explaining to do to the group, but we practice honesty.
Honesty is important, but
Indeed.
so is moderation. So, well, there's definitely some good here. There is something to be worried about in going to extremes. Take care of yourself, though.
Oh, Bradley, here. And he just gives you his business card. I can't, strictly speaking, legally help, but I'm willing to offer what I can.
Oh, thank you, Doc. Sincerely, thank you. Just try and take it easy. And promptly walks out the door, makes sure it's fully shut, is going to take a sniff of the pamphlet.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And
A what?
he just going to drag it across, take a good sniff.
Fine cardstock.
Okay, so it definitely smells mundane, even in this place of blasphemy. I'm just going, follow the nose maybe a little bit.
Yeah, this poor piece of paper did live in somebody's pocket for a little while, but otherwise, yeah, it's fairly mundane.
With that, I'm going to just head back up to the front desk. Hi, Phyllis. Tiberius. He seemed to misplace his key card. When was that?
Oh, you're looking for Redline.
Yeah.
He thinks that he lost it sometime on the day or the night of the 4th.
Okay. Is he in right now, or is he home?
Oh, that's a good question. And the receptionist sort of leans back. Yeah, he's in the temporary office. If you just come behind the desk and then turn right, he's right through those doors.
Thank you so much for this.
No
problem. Puts the glasses back on. Just like gently not raps at the door of the temporary office.
There's a fresh-faced, albeit a bit grouchy-looking younger man, still taking the time and trouble to do up a full knot of a tie when he comes into the office. And he sort of gives this exasperated, like, relieved sigh, like, oh, thank God, please tell me you're from IT.
No, I'm from the city.
Oh, damn it, I thought by the beard. Okay, what can I do for you, sir?
I have just a few questions, mostly about a security issue here at the morgue. You seem to have misplaced your card.
Oh, someone's on my ass about this. Look, The stupid retractable lanyard thing must have gotten brushed off my belt or something. I don't know when I dropped it, and I've got no idea where it could have been. I've looked everywhere that I went on that day, and I can't. Nobody's turned it in at the store I went to. No, it wasn't in my driveway. It wasn't in the parking lot outside. Christ only knows. Maybe I got caught in the car door and fell out on the highway. I got nothing, man.
Make any new friends? Girlfriend recently?
Trust me, man. I've been making nothing but enemies. Everyone's been up my ass about this stupid fucking key card. I hate it.
Any enemies before the loss of the key card?
I mean, college was pretty wild, but that was before I moved here.
So you said you went to the shop that day. What shop?
There's that grocer's co-op right near Dio's on the exit off the off-ramp to get to Logeboro.
I know precisely what you're talking about.
Right. That co-op. I went back there yesterday afternoon and asked around, but I mean, nobody was on shift that was there when I went yesterday, or sorry, the day before. And the manager, nice as he was, they didn't find anything in the parking lot.
So you left the lanyard in the car, or did you wear it into the grocery store, or do you not remember?
I don't know. I know I had it when I left the building. I clipped it onto my belt, and by the time I was looking for it the next morning, gone.
All right. Well, hopefully someone by IT will come by, but at the same time, you may want to...
Not use the lanyard, I know. It's going to go in my wallet.
I wasn't going to say that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please continue.
Consider a different line of work. And then just slips out without saying another word.
On that note, real quick, I would love to thank Roll for Chaos with that raid. Thank you, Ty.
Ooh.
Whoever is running it, a raid of 12. Really appreciate you, friends. Just watch Nightbot because this is a very, very intense game. So please take care of yourselves. But anyway, just wanted to give a shout out to our friends there. Andrew, continue.
Do you have any other investigation you would like to do in the morgue?
No, now it's a matter of making my way over to the museum and seeing what has come of this terrible ordeal that I deliberately ignored.
There is a fissure? No, I mean, there's not a fissure. All right. However, Andrew, if you allow, it's not so much that there's a fissure, but if anyone knows anything about this area of the world, the Pacific Northwest, and we did say that this was Seattle, if you kind of come out, and are you allowing?
Oh yeah.
Okay, awesome. If you sort of come out and you look towards the east and you see the mountain, and anyone that lives in the Pacific Northwest knows that the mountain is Mount Rainier, there is just a slight little bit of smoke just like coming out from the glacier.
All right. Cuts back to the group after that establishing shot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, everybody in the room has just sort of panned with the camera and noticed this stranger that has stayed in with the rest of the group and Diamond Alamo.
Diamond? Who is this? Speak clearly, or else lose your tongue.
Now,
This is glorious.
And why is Glorious here?
He's a security consultant. And at that, the very tall man with the very long arms does a flick of his fingers and produces a card. I didn't know the proper time to leave. I apologize. I could just leave this on the table and see myself out. My apologies.
No, stay.
No, stay, please.
Happy to.
Sit down. Violet.
Oh, thank you.
My dear, do you mind making sure that this individual doesn't leave?
And Glorious just kind of gives you a dorky little finger wave. No.
Hi. Yes, of course. Do you have somewhere where he could sit?
We're in
I'll
a
just take
conference
this.
room.
Yeah.
All
I'll just
right,
take this
well
chair next
then-
to you, ma'am.
Let's have
And
a
he's-
seat next to me.
Straight back, hands folded in lap, giving you this brilliant smile. Like, boy, I hope somebody asks me some questions soon. I'd be happy to answer them. Very eager to be here. I understand there's going to be lots of money for me.
Can I spend a shard to ask a question?
Oh yeah, every day, all day. Yeah.
Can I know what interesting rumors I've heard about the either the company or this person in particular?
Okay.
Yes. So good.
Glorious Basilica is actually an up-and-comer in and around the Barristertown area. He only gained his Defiant soul, according to your network, like less than a year ago, really. And he's sort of endearingly pathetic, let's say. He's been doing a lot of businesses that are, I can think of no more gentle way to say this. Marijuana, like providing marijuana to people, providing psychiatric services to people, providing security consulting to people. It seems like he is honestly going out there trying to help, and he just has no damn clue how.
So he provides weed? It's Washington.
Yeah, he started up a store. He started up a dispensary in Barristertown. It fell through after a couple of months, and he was like, I'm not going to get deterred. I'm going to go out and, I guess, be a security consultant tomorrow.
Oh, he's so sweet.
I hate him already.
Yeah, I just.
Can I ask him how his dispensary is going?
Folded. But there's always tomorrow.
Hey, Zelik, you want to play a little good cop, bad cop?
Which one do you want to be, Sibs?
Well, I've always been the calm sibling, so I think I could be good cop.
But
Yeah.
I am quite charming. And I lick my lips a little bit as I'm looking over at poor fucking Diamond.
I'm going to slip my hands into my pocket and pull them out, and they're going to have some very nice brass knuckles on it. Bad cop it is. I'm punching Diamond in the face.
I am not going to make you roll for that. I'm just going to give him the how hard are you hitting him? Like, are you hitting him to make a point, or are you hitting him to put him on the floor?
Oh, I want him conscious, but as close as I can get him to in pain and conscious.
Okay, so we'll give him the moderate affliction of Haymaker.
Or I guess Haymade.
Yeah.
So Diamond.
Which means you get +1 potential on all rolls against him going forward.
Cool.
He like takes the hit like somebody who has not taken a punch before. And like his head comes up, you grab it before he can begin crying or even processing what just happened.
So, me and my brother are relatively close. We have dinner together. They tell me all these things. And yet, Zilik, I feel like if you were okayed a security consultant, you might have told me, right? That seems pretty.
I definitely would have told you if I okayed a security and consultant, but you see, I didn't get any indication of this in my notifications. Normally, Diamond knows that they have to go through Tink in order to get to me. But it seems that Tink was misinformed or not informed at all. But the thing is, And I'm gonna like help Diamond off the ground and sort of like sit him on the chair and just like dust off his shoulders, right? How is this your fault, Diamond?
I took a bribe.
Are you not paying well enough, Zelik?
I pay an excellent wage. I don't. Who bribed you, Diamond?
I don't. It was an anonymous. It was an anonymous contact. I got an email. They told me to go to the park.
I'm gonna kind of look over my shoulder. And this sort of an Enochian. I don't know, like languages is not like a thing, but very much Enochian. So that my little shadow assassin is the only one that understands this.
Well, and Glorious.
And Glorious. Glorious is fine. I'd be like, sorry, my brain. Sorry, my ADHD. What was the sentence before? You took a bribe from an anonymous
Email. An
Yeah,
email.
Bribe from an anonymous email. They told me to go to the park, and that's when you stopped it.
Okay, so I'm not backtrack because my brain got ahead of me. An anonymous email at the park. How much did they offer you, dear?
$1.5 million up front, and another when I finish the job.
Zelik, dear.
Yeah, look at Uzi, look at Violet, because the thing is that I'm assuming because we are defiant with courts, so lowborns, mortals, that kind of money is not easy to come by, right? So there is definitely like an exchange of looks between the three of us. Just non-verbally communicating to y'all like, oh,
it's enough money to turn the head of a Defiant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna slide my hand into their hand like we're holding hands. You know, my brother's a nice person. Likes to give
so nice
trash opportunity despite me repeatedly warning him. And I'm just gonna
charitable
squeeze very casual and start crushing, and I mean crushing the bones in their hand. Now, you know what I heard out of your mouth is your greed just blinded you from a moment. Yes, Diamond? Shh. I don't want to hear you scream. Answer.
Yes.
Why?
I'm fucking lowborn.
Faster.
Okay? I'm fucking lowborn. Which means I'm not going to be able to get the resources that you people have. All right? That's just not the way it goes. So when someone gives me the opportunity to fucking retire today, yes, I took it. All right?
I'm going to grip him by the face, like right here. Two things. One, honestly, with Zelik, you probably could have just asked. After all, he's so nice. But two, if you realize you're lowborn, then maybe you should have learned your place. Just start slow squeezing. I'm not gonna, just like you can hear the teeth cracking a little bit. The problem with someone giving you the opportunity to retire now is it would have required you to acquire that money and make it out of this situation alive. But you should have known that was never going to happen. Yes?
The situation got out of hand. Yes. That's why I called in Glorious. We were trying to clean everything up and present the situation in a way that didn't bust my ass. Fine, there.
So you think he's useful? Yes?
I wouldn't have called him otherwise.
Then what use do I have for you?
Look, Uzi, kill me or let me go, all right? There's nothing more I can say here.
No, I have a much better idea than kill me and let me go.
Ooh, we should let Clive handle him, shouldn't we?
Yeah, and I was thinking sometimes when you lose things, it's always best to have an outlet, Zelik. Be a real shame if you acquired a new body bag. But let's get him to Clive first. I'm just gonna casually punch him and knock him out. Violet.
I think right after the punch out, that's precisely when Clive walks through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Clive, lovely. Oh, Violet, I'm sorry you had to see that. I can be a little overprotective.
Oh, that's fine. We offer a wide variety of services at the Worm Kittery, so...
They are the elder sibling. I can't help that they can get a little overprotective of me.
They get rowdy.
Oh, yeah. So, actually, I'm gonna tell Andrew this. My character is, they have perfect child syndrome. My parents don't like each other, and they're the one with all the expectation. And the only person who doesn't have those expectations on them is Zillik.
I have no expectations.
They are the happy place in Uzi's life. That's why Uzi just lets Zillik do whatever they want, because they're the sibling that gets to do that. So when someone interferes with that, it's nasty.
As an IRL eldest, I'm so glad I'm the baby. In this game.
Glorious just kind of makes this low whistle while he watches Diamond hit the floor, and he goes, so now should I put my card on the table and walk out? Because I'm desperately uncomfortable, Mr. Nath.
Walk out? No, we're going to have dinner together.
Oh yeah,
no.
we are going to have... In fact, I just pull out my Motorola Razr. Because I am on the same fucking vibe as Clive. And
they really are durable.
Mine still works. From 2005. I'm gonna let Tink know that I love that we're just calling her Tink now. It's like get dinner ready at the condo, because we're gonna have dinner, all of us. What do we want? Do we want Indian? Do we want sushi? Or do we want tacos? I'm asking.
We can have tacos and sushi.
We could have tacos
Glorious,
and sushi and tacos
Glorious
and sushi
awkwardly
and
whispers.
tacos and sushi and enter the present. Okay. I'm sorry.
All right.
Glorious is like, we could have naan bread and hummus.
You know what?
We can do all of it. It's fine.
It sounds like we want all three. And I'm going to get all three set up.
Good.
Glorious kind of stage whispers to Violet, I go crazy for curry. I can't help myself.
I'm gonna tap Zeke. So sorry. Could you pick this dead weight up and tell Violet, not Violet, sorry. Tell Tink she can just put it on my card and to order the whole menu.
Absolutely. Clive, do you have you Infernal have chambers, right?
You Leviathan have a chamber.
Chamber is a broad word. Could you narrow it down?
I'm asking, you have a place where we can put this traitor in and torture him for information for later, right?
See, torture is such a messy word. I prefer
you know it is, but I am a bringer of chaos, so
hold on.
Sorry.
I am taking it that Captain Unconscious here has fessed up to being a problem.
Oh, Captain gives me ideas. Zelik, Do you think people can hear others scream in the ocean?
All life is sacred, sus saith the Saphira.
Yeah, don't
Mm.
forget you are going to be in the big trouble if you murk this fool.
Oh yeah, we're not gonna murk him. We're gonna take him on a boat ride.
We
Okay.
just need to place
Drowning him until he dies, Ellie, is considered murking him.
Until he dies is the
You're not-
important part of that question.
There aren't any more international waters. Like,
Yeah.
It's just water.
There's just water.
It's just,
Like, oh, come on.
It's just our mother's domain.
Yeah.
I suggest against forms of drowning that doesn't get it in good information. Do you
Alright.
want me to question him when he comes to?
Absolutely.
Sure.
But I also want you to be fed.
I'm not that hungry.
Oh, okay.
I am.
Besides, I have a breakfast meeting tomorrow, and I like to be hungry for that.
Do you not have a meal for dinner and then a meal? Do you not eat 6 meals a day?
No, I typically do 2.
Oh, okay.
6? Are you on a diet again?
I know, like
You're cutting.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I'm cutting. I'm on I was on intermittent fasting, but like not anymore. I'm actually in a bulk right now. So it's 6 meals, but instead of like 6 small meals, it's like 6 real like just protein and carb load. Because I mean, and he just does like this thing. Like he takes off his jacket. Which, you know what? Time out. No, his jacket was off because already, like when he was in this meeting. So it's just like a black muscle shirt and like tight ass jeans, like tucked in, and he just like turns around and he just like, whew. Is it working?
I think you could add a couple of meals.
Yeah.
So what you're saying
we're
is
gonna
you
go
would
to-
like to question.
We're gonna go to 8. Okay, we'll go to 8.
Glorious.
Okay,
Glorious
okay.
Is just like kind of excitedly clapping. Okay, good for
So you want to
you're
question
getting swole.
first? Yes, Clive? Then maybe some food?
I'm definitely interested in questioning the unconscious fellow, but first things first. I have a lead on how our body left the morgue. Apparently, one of the more recent additions lost their security card recently before our dead man started walking. So I'm going to try and follow that up and try and find the card. But the thing that may be of importance and gives us an idea of what kind of clock we're working with is the import and history behind those objects that have been stolen. Especially in
And these-
conjunction with one another.
All right, I will await Zelek's return before I basically use him as a muppet to explain how these artifacts. My muscles
Fair.
are so big.
What?
Hey,
Oh,
ladies,
no.
What do you think of this?
I feel so bad for this guy. So bad for him.
Diamond or
I'm
Glorious? Because both of them are in a bad place.
Glorious is having a great
Really?
time. I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
he's sitting right next to me. We're just chilling,
Yeah,
having
we're-
some champagne. We're just chilling. It's
Yeah,
good.
Violet and Glorious are just enjoying the gun show at this point.
So my character lives vicariously through Uzi. Like Uzi lives vicariously through their brother. So like as close to a brother complex as you can get, but very quietly, is where they live their life. So this is probably as salty as you're gonna ever see them, barring someone actually hitting him. Like it's just
I do appreciate that you went hard into the paint on this guy.
if it was any other situation, probably wouldn't have.
All right, Val.
Don't
See
drink
that?
holy water.
The evidence is all over your face.
No, this is the leftover COVID cider strip. It's okay.
Oh.
I have Coke Zero.
Oh, thank God she wasn't drinking water.
Bang,
no
the
holy
drink
water.
that won't choke you to death.
I'm gonna be honest. I fucking hate drinking water, like so much. And okay, story time, real quick. I suffered from chronic bladder infections as a child, so all I could drink was like water and cranberry juice for like between the ages of 7 and 11.
Mm-mm.
So it's just like, yeah, fuck water, fuck cranberry juice. We're drinking whatever the fuck we want. Like,
I had to say, one of the biggest culture shocks about moving from Georgia to Minnesota is we get our water out of a river.
Disgusting.
Yeah,
ugh.
like naturally.
Living in
instead
the
of it
Pacific
being imported
Northwest,
from.
all of our water is glacier runoff. So
You don't have to deal with heavy metal stains in your.
no,
cutlery.
in fact, we have like legit, just like delicious mineral, like disease. It's so fucking. I love the water here so much. Anyway, you were saying.
All right, I'm basically going to turn Zalek into a Muppet and use you as a mouthpiece to explain the significance of the artifacts that were stolen.
Consent.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, the first article that was stolen is Imhotep's left eye. This is the false eye of the great Egyptian engineer Imhotep, kept in a velvet box. Rumor has it that any who would implant the eye would be able to behold the secret mathematics Imhotep used to build his lost wonders. This was collected from the wreck of the pirate ship Knight Rider. The second item that was stolen are the raiments of Thunderhead. These are a chandler's garb unearthed from the American Southwest. Hucksters in the Wild West days wore shawls like this in their sham rain summoning ceremonies. But eyewitness testimony says that these particular raiments are the real deal. They were collected from the ruins of an old California mission. And finally, the Asclepian serpent, or at least the head of the Asclepian serpent, which is an ornately carved marble head of a snake, its mouth open and its fangs bared, broken from a larger statue. The legend says that when the figure was whole, the serpent's fangs would weep golden panacea. This was collected from the estate of Christoph von Bainwraith, who was a European industrialist who moved to America in the late 1800s. Do you want me to put that in Gen Chat or just do it in my wrap-up notes?
Wrap-up notes would be great.
Okay.
Now, I would like to see if I can attempt a beautiful mind moment.
Mm-hmm.
As we've got Seaprith mathematics, brain ceremonies, golden panacea, necromancy, and now we have this zero cult. And I'm also thinking this is possibly a horseman involved. So with these 6 things,
that is a pretty weighty accusation to throw around, Mr. Bradley.
if I'm getting interrupted by Cassie, it's always misfortune. And it's significant misfortune. It's never a minor thing. She always says it's a minor thing. It's never a minor thing. And so given I'm already up to my eyeballs in other people's stuff, it has to be the worst thing. So with that, I'm trying to see how it all fits together.
Okay. So let's start your pot. I'm going to give you the +2 that you collected from your
allies.
Courtiers. I'm going to go ahead and mark 2 of your left-handers.
Okay.
Alexis and Harper. Is that okay?
Those are my right hands. I would say definitely the left hands because they're more the researchers. I would say Mark, Harrison, and Morris. So Jules, the only left hand I've got left aside from Midnight Pilot herself.
Okay, I have your hands mixed up. Sorry.
That's all right.
All right. So the left-handers are the Jackal, Harrison Darling,
Well,
Morris Mason, and Joel Joyner.
The right hands are Alex Pyre, Harper Webb, Mike Mechanic Mickelson. The left hands are Harrison Darling, Morris Mason, and Joel Joyner. Left hands are marked in blue. The right hands are marked in red.
Okay, that was my mistake. I copied them to your character sheet incorrectly. Let me really quick fix that. That's on me. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Sheet wrong. Okay, Midnight
But-
Pilot is the left hand. Yes. Harrison. Oh, I see. Because the left hands were first in the paragraph, but they were second on the list, and that was what confused me. All right. Clear that away. So, Midnight, Harrison, Morris, Jewel, Alexis, Harper, and Mike. All right, and I'm knocking out 2 left-handers.
Yeah, let's knock out Harrison and Morris.
Okay, so I'm gonna give them a generic affliction, and if you need it to be specified, we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
So take that +2 pot.
Yeah.
And let's build your pool from there.
Accomplished occultist.
Okay, that's 3.
Knowledgeable. So 4.
Yeah, I'll give you knowledge.
I would probably investigation.
Mhm.
So 5. Ruthless in I'm applying my own logic to how would I fuck up the world? So 6. And then I'm thinking I'm going to apply will here. Because anyone who's you gotta be a willful SOB to be doing this. So
Okay, so let's see here. You were at 7 total?
yep.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Upgrade to 3d10 and then add +1 pot post.
Okay. So that's an 8, a 7, and then what's the pot host thing?
You upgrade your lowest showing dice by plus whatever your pot is.
Okay, so +1. That would make it a 3. So
Make it 3. So you got 3 successes total?
so no, that would make the number on the die because I rolled a 3 on the 10.
It
Well,
does.
with the +1. So I have an 8 and a 7, so 2 successes.
2 successes. Got it. Okay. Let me read up using this brilliant quick guide that Ellie put together. The almost perfect outcome. The character achieved their goal. They got what they wanted, and it would be a complete victory if there wasn't for that one small thing.
So I'm missing something, but I put a bit of it together.
A strike of lightning from the sky and a peal of thunder from the clouds can ignite the ass off in a corpse, giving them a semblance of life. So the legends go. The legends also say that death is not the end. And perhaps a cure for everything, powerful enough, could be a cure for everything, including death. But Imhotep's left eye just doesn't fit into this picture. There's no reason to have any sort of arcane mathematics or obscure uncanny geography or geometry in this equation. It just doesn't. That's the one particular spanner in the works. Everything else makes sense. Everything else you could kind of form together to go, yeah, I could see the Rainaments or the Asclepian serpent being used to bring someone back to life, but that eye is just gonna stick right there. Well, it's actually gonna stick right here because it's the left eye. You can feel like you're just right about there, but it's just the piece is not fitting properly. But otherwise, yeah, you could bring a corpse back to life with like 2/3 of this stuff.
A corpse or a person?
Roll 2d6, 1d8.
Okay, that's a very mixed roll.
I just need one.
I got 2 6s and a 1.
2 6 and 1. All right, I'll take it.
That DA did not want to help me.
You are edging really, really close to meta narrative study here. Because you're not just asking, can this reanimate a corpse or can this reanimate a person? You're asking, what is the metaphysical firmament that differentiates those two subjects? And Clive knows this because of his experiences.
I've got one meta question that I need to ask. How well does Clive know Michael Solbright?
Let me read. Stand by. Vamp amongst yourselves.
Again, Pope is going. I think I may have found our subject, at least a suspect, but I don't know if Clive's put it together.
So, Uzi, this is how you break someone's fingers to slowly wake them up. The perfect point of excruciating pain. I'm going to pick up Diamond's good head and just slowly just start.
That is entirely unnecessary.
He has sticky fingers. I'm helping.
It's unnecessary, but do you not find it attractive? Yes, I know that is my sibling, but I'm asking you if you find my sibling attractive, Clive.
I'm going to look Violet in the face and wink.
I am always wingman and my sibling. Anyway, go ahead, Andrew. I'm sorry.
You were not on the expedition of the Theseus,
No.
and you for sure weren't on the strike team because you're alive. But Mike and Gabe weren't insular people. They were weird and a little aloof, but they were the part of the first dozen angels to be made. It's forgivable. They weren't particularly cruel. They were just distant and a bit blue and orange in their morality instead of black and white. They didn't throw a lot of parties. They didn't really get out socially. It was all sort of just really basking in each other's company. But yeah, you've had some professional interaction with Soulbright before, and you've had some professional interaction with Hornblower before the 2025 expedition.
Yeah. Because I am already just going through, okay, within the city, who would... It has to be a Defiant. It can't... I am ruling out Assam right now. Because I don't think Assam would have this precise laundry list. They might have one of these items and try. I don't think they would go, I need precisely this, this, and this, and be so deliberate about it. But this also speaks to a level of desperation. So if I'm thinking this is bringing someone back, there is a very short list of people that have died where that death has not been accepted by the whole of the community.
Yeah. Soulbright and Mockingbird Hill, dude. Like,
yeah.
And
And when it comes to Mockingbird, that's my secondary concern. If it isn't Michael, then we go down that rabbit hole. But right now, in at least in Pope's mind, I don't know about Clive, but in Pope's mind, it's I gotta talk to Michael. Like I don't even need to talk to this lump of meat in front of me. Like he will give me pretty much nothing just looking at these two Leviathan cats playing with a dead mouse. I am going to probably get next to nothing. I have already made the infernal leaps to go, okay, how do I do the evil thing? And the methodology of why did I do the evil thing? Because the most evil and terrible acts are done out of love. So I'm going, okay, where's the love here? Michael.
Michael is the one that disappeared. Do you mean Gabriel?
Gabriel, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gabriel. Is Clive gonna voice that?
I think he's going to have this incredibly, like, he goes in, like, unnaturally stock still as he's just working everything out. And then, yeah, I think he's just going to, like, the word comes out. He can't stop himself. Gabriel.
What about Gabriel?
That is a conversation that I don't know if we can have in 10 minutes.
I don't think we can.
I don't think we can have that conversation in 10 minutes, guys. I'm really sorry, because that is a huge...
Oh, that makes sense.
Then it's a cliffhanger until next week, is what it
Oof.
sounds like.
All right.
Just
let's,
leaving off
Clive.
going.
Boy.
Buddy.
Gabriel.
All right. So what happens is, Dark Dreams Don't Die style, the clues are all sort of floating around Clive's head in a representation. And it slowly starts to pan in on his face as they fit together, not quite that way, fit together not quite that way, and then they come together to form something of a cohesive whole. And as this is happening, the introductory guitar riff of Crack the Sky by Mastodon begins to play. And as he whispers the word Gabriel, and Uzi's eyes snap the fuck open, cut to black.
Yes.
They go like full dragon blown too. That is not.
Oh God, help me.
Whew.
Oh.
All right,
Like-
everyone.
That primordial feral comes out immediately.
I'm loving this. All right, thank you so much, everyone, for coming and showing up for the premiere of our Defiant RPG. I love this game. I love this setting so much, and to be able to play it on my own channel just makes me so excited, and to play with these people just make me so excited. As far as the rest of the week goes on the where you can find me, first of all, not on my own channel, but tomorrow at Nat One Heroes, you can find me play my gorgeous little hobgoblin zealot barbarian of Malar, going through Rime of the Frost Maiden. Tomorrow, I think at 4:30 CT, so Central Time. Follow me on Twitter, we'll figure it out. And then we are back live again on Friday, where we have our Heartbeats in Perfect Sync actual play. And then on Saturdays we have Dragon Age, and we're back here with Defiant. I think we have one more week, and then I'm on vacation. I'm going eat some tacos and sip some tequila, for 10 days in Mexico. I have to earn this shit. But everyone else going in the opposite direction in which we did our intros. Where can I find you on the internet? What are you doing in the next 7 days? What's happening?
Hey everybody, Pope here. Pope Worldbill on Twitter, Pope Worldbill on Twitch. I lurk in all your streams. If you want to see more of this ridiculous face, you get a number of opportunities throughout the week. Coming up next Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern over on Weave the Tale. I get to play with some good doggos in Pugmire. What lies buried? I they for some reason the Weave the Tail crew has me back running something family friendly, but considering what they have on the rest of their season, I can understand the change of pace. So if you want to see an amazing cast of just wonderful dog folk, and I can tell you this, they all base their characters on family or friends' dogs, each and every one of them.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
it is already playing with my heartstrings. So, no, you want to come and have a happy, but like play with the heartstrings side. There you go, play with the feels. Please come on down for that. And then over on Monday nights on Weave, you can see me playing a good boy who is going to have a bad time in Simbaroom at 8:30 p.m. Eastern over on Weave. And then Wednesdays over on Follow Black Cats at 2 p.m. You get to see me play someone who Clive, back in his heyday, would be tormenting for an eternity as I play Chernobog, my worst character ever, the most evil spy. Who would have just looked at Uzi and just clapped, like, "Go on, dear, get down with your bad self." Uh, no, and yeah, that's what I've got going currently that I can talk about. So, take care, everybody, and thank you
Fair.
all for watching our live VOD YouTube wherever you are. The story is nothing without its audience. Thank you all so much. Take care and have a wonderful week.
Okie dokie. So it's me next. I'm Fairy Sarina. I am here next week, and I'm also uploading a playthrough of Song of Horrors, which is a survival horror game about a evil music box that drives people crazy, and it should be a good time. So yeah, and you can find that on here, Twitch. So Twitch/Fairy Sarina, and then on YouTube, the same username.
Hi. Unfortunately for you all, me and all of my glories only live play is this one right here. So if you want to see me again, hey, if you would like to see me and Uzi in our glorious overprotective glory, you'll have to come back here Saturday. But if you just want to hear Elliot's hot meme thoughts, feel free to go to my Twitter at El Esperanto, where you will hear me blurb literally anything. And thank you for having me, Val. This has been really fun.
Last but not least,
Your incredibly grateful GM. Thank you, Val. This has been it. I had high expectations of all of you, and you exceeded. So thank you all very much, and thank you out there for watching. You can find me on twitch.tv/onion_siege. Every Friday, I do a 2-hour stream where I just do quick looks and let's plays. Right now, I'm playing a game by a friend of mine called The Long Journey to Farewell, which is an independently made fantasy RPG in the style of the Final Fance. And you can also find videos that I am editing and uploading, putting on YouTube by following me on Twitter at the Siege Andrew or Mastodon. On Facebook at facebook.com/s15studios, s-15studios.itch.io if you want scary games that I have written, including another post-apocalyptic RPG called Delirium, and a series of short horror one-shots called Nightmare Theater. And finally, if you want articles about why you shouldn't be using sanity mechanics in games, or short stories about intimate encounters wherein insects are excreted, then you want to check out my articles and short stories over on s-15studios.com. Once more, thank you all for coming out. Thank you for playing. Thank you, Val, for hosting.
absolutely. Thank you so much. And originally we were going to raid Laugh Love Lindy, but as I was queuing it up, they raided Defenders of Kobold. So we're just going to join them in raiding Defenders of Kobold. So thank you everyone for coming and showing up. We will see you again here on Friday. Wave. We love you.
Bye, precious mortals.
Oh my god, let's go to our splash page raid.